Hello and welcome to the Power Boost meditation. Today, let us experiment with the theme sensing reality. Sensing reality. Whatever is happening all around us, on one level, it is scripted, it is part of the story, and a deeper realization allows us to realize that there is a undercurrent of reality which is different from the story. That is at the root of whatever is happening. And that reality, many a times when we are just lost in the details of the story, the drama, we are not able to comprehend, we are not able to connect to that reality. And so when I have not connected to the reality, when I'm not sensing the reality, I'm actually sensing the illusion. I'm in a way lost in the world of illusion. And that's where it's like the grip of the illusion on the soul doesn't allow the soul to be in touch with the reality. And the reality of life is very simple. And the reality is that we're all eternal beings. The reality is that we are here to play our parts, that we are all eternally connected as brothers, that we're all here as guests, and that we all belong to the one divine. The more I connect to this reality, the more I sense this reality. It's as if whatever I sense is through the subtle mechanism of the soul. It's like my mind, my intellect, my impressions. It's like the more I connect the subtle machinery with the reality, with the truth, then the experience of peace, the experience of love becomes natural. Otherwise, the mind is lost in thinking about what happened, what will happen, in thinking about others. The intellect is many a times just kind of processing what happened in the past or what will happen in the future. And then the impressions which are filled with body consciousness, they get activated, and this machinery then rules the inner world of the soul. And so the more I try and sense the reality, even right now, as I'm sitting, am I able to just be in touch with the reality, the real energy that is speaking, the energy that is listening, and I'm able to experience the presence of that being. And the more I'm in touch with the reality, the more then my inner world automatically is able to experience the peace, the love that is a natural experience of the soul. And so today, let us experiment with this theme, sensing reality. As we sit comfortably and relax ourselves, we realize that this external story exists for the being, the soul. I realize that the scenes of this physical experience, the story world, are grounded, are rooted in the experience of the reality. So, for some time, let me turn my attention within. I experience the inner being. I connect to the reality within. The real being, the energy that is alive, the energy that is real, is who I am. I begin to sense this reality, experiencing myself as this eternal being of light. Who has come from the home of silence into this world of sound and action. I realize that there is an eternal story of which I am a part. The reality that all of us as beings of light, we all live in our home of silence. There we exist as tiny beings of light, beings who are filled with absolute peace, unconditional love, inner joy. There's nothing that can take away this experience from me. The story world is separate, and I, the being, I am separate. The real world is the world of the being. And I choose to spend this time in this real world, where I, the being of light, I experience being loved by the Supreme. This is my reality. There's nothing else but the silent presence of the divine. I've left the world of the story, and I'm here in this world of truth. There's no action here. There's no sound here. Just pure silence. This is where I, the soul, live. I sense the presence of my true self in the company of the divine. The one who always senses reality, who is always focused on the invisible. The one who stays in this truth naturally. I experience being in the company of this real one. The one whose love is real, the one whose experience is real, the one whose existence is real. In the presence of this real one, everything else feels like a fiction. It's not important at all. This moment, all that's real is this bond of love between I, the soul, and the divine. Everything else just fades away. I, the soul, experience this link of love with the divine. I belong completely to this one. I have sensed this real love that the divine has for me. Now, as I begin my journey back into the world of story, I carry with me these imprints of the real love of the spring. I connect with this reality even as I play my part in the story world. I constantly experience this reality as I come into connection with the world outside. And I share these vibrations of the real self with everyone I come across. Om